and fourth hour simulcast at prisonplanet.tv. By the way, we just redesigned prisonplanet.tv, so I want to encourage all the listeners to go check out the new prisonplanet.tv and all the new functions and services that are there in the info war. Now, until about 45 after, we're going to have Walter Reddy on with us, and I'm going to open the phones up for 20 minutes or so. Then we have another guest coming on, and then an update from a Tea Party going on with several thousand people are being reported already starting to amass in San Antonio. The original committees of safety were composed of actual members of state legislatures, generally recognized activists and other leaders from the states, who were appointed by the committees by the legislatures to serve as the legislature's agents and advisors. We need this again. And to carry on the legislature's work during recess. The committees, it was kind of like a legate or a spokesman, an agent. The committees were never independent of the legislatures and never carried out any plans that were not approved by the legislature, just like senators until 1913 were voted on by the legislatures, meaning you popularly elect the legislatures, but the senators are creatures of the state in Washington. See, that's the local control they're getting rid of. The chief concern of the committees was the safety of the public, to put the territory under the supervision in a state of defense and maintain its there effectively. And he goes through the provincial committees of safety in the American Revolution, Cleveland, Ohio, and all the different historical records of that. But let's go ahead and go to Walter Reddy. Walter, you've done so much. You were instrumental in awakening people to the New World Order takeover in the early 90s and even before that, and getting people mobilized, true libertarians, conservatives, constitutionalists, classical liberals, paleo-conservatives. How would you describe yourself, and just recap for folks that may not know who you are, the work you've done?
Well, thank you, Alex. You've done I feel you've done an amazing job, too, and it's a real honor to be on here with you. I would kind of describe myself as a constitutional activist, and I'm so happy that we have more and more activists instead of just sitting back. That's exactly what we need. We need more people getting involved and taking action. And well, I don't know where to start here. What would you? The original committees of safety, like you were saying, they were actually like a subcommittee of the original colonial assemblies. And when the royal governor was acting as the executive branch, we still had the colonial assemblies. The committees of safety functioned as their executive branch, and they appointed the local committees of safety, appointed the officers, militia officers, for their security and defense. And
that's why they call state police public safety today, because they try to have its, quote, roots of empowerment through the state legislatures and through their charters, but really they've just turned into federal minions. So you're trying to bring back the real committees of safety, and I'm sure you know, yes, you were demonized in the Virginia anti-terrorism threat assessment. You were demonized in previous MIAC reports, now reported on by the Kansas City Star. They are very upset about citizens actually working with their elected representatives, because we have the executive branch of the feds trying to make not just the state legislatures invalid and ceremonial and vestigial, but also the federal Congress in PDD 51. So they are desperately trying to even render the legislatures gelded, and they're very afraid of the people tying in to their real power, the state governments constituted by the people. And so they're screaming bloody murder. The feds are. This is like kryptonite to Bizarro.
Exactly. You're absolutely right, Alex. And I think they know that, and this thing is so powerful, and you've done a great job on breaking that left-right paradigm. False left-right paradigm. I mean, they're so afraid, our adversaries, if we ever unite and get behind this common, what's for our common general welfare and safety, the people, and bring that power back to the people. So that's what we're really about. The committees of safety differ in that sense. We're not part of the state legislators, but we are working with them. We support our state legislators in performing their most vital constitutional duties. And Dr. Edwin Vieira happens to be the chairman of our board. he pointed out pretty clearly we want to reclaim these two ancient powers, the power of the purse and the power of the sword, and bring this back to the people, these two powers.
Absolutely. Tell us about what's coming up this weekend. Very historical.
Oh, it's incredible. We were up there at Lexington for the past couple of months. I've been dealing with the Lexington selectmen, on the Lexington town of Lexington. They have 5 selectmen, and they have, I'd say like a gatekeeper. It was very difficult to get through. We ended up at the selectmen's meeting, and we needed 3 of the 5 votes of the selectmen to get this. We had major opposition for our group to get this.
Yeah, to be able to assemble in America now is near impossible, but you did get through that unconstitutional hoop. On
the actual green where the Battle of Lexington took place, we have the official commit. We got the permit. Committees of safety got the permit for the official staging area on the actual anniversary, on the day
beautiful
of the anniversary. They're not having the official reenactment till the next day. So this is really amazing, and we've got oath keepers, like you mentioned. They'll be attending. It's a great coalition that we're building.
And by the way, there's all these big famous Navy SEAL captains and other people that lead movements of millions of people are going to be there. I mean, there are a lot of big, heavy hitters that are going to be there. I'm very honored you guys have invited me. I'm tied down here.
I hope you make it, Alex. We really need you there, and I'd love to talk to you off air about what's going on there. But
well, okay, we'll talk after the show. I apologize for not calling you. I've just been so busy with interviews and everything else because we're having such a huge harvest right now, Walter, as you know. So many people are waking up right now that I'm just tied down to in radio interviews talking to millions a day. But what's important here is that you and others that have been in this fight as long as I have or longer, you're out there as people wake up to the New World Order and get upset. You're actually out there showing them what the real problem is instead of letting them get co-opted by the controlled left or the controlled right. And so this is the time for every able-bodied man and woman to come to the aid of their country and to fill in that vacuum. There's a power vacuum now because the New World Order is so unpopular. We've got to come in there and fill it with the Constitution, with the Bill of Rights, with the spirit of 1776.
I believe we have a simple plan here, and I think it will work, and it's very powerful. It's a simple plan. It's contained in this petition we have on our site. You can download it. And the petition is, we support a constitutional system of security and defense for a free state, which includes a sound money system, monetary system. We're hoping to get millions of these petitions signed because with that will be our power, the power that we can get these state legislators to enact these statutes to reclaim these powers.
Walter, stay there. I want to hear about this when we get back. And by the way, folks, you said we couldn't do it. 30-plus states are moving, and some states are passing 10th Amendment resolutions.
If you have over $10,000 in credit card debt, you need to hear this. Have you been watching the banks getting their bailout money and wondering where your relief is? The answer you're looking for is the Bailout Group. The Bailout Group has settled over $100 million in credit card debt for people just like you. The Bailout Group can help cut your debt by up to 60% of its original value, removing those high interest fees and rolling everything into one low monthly payment. And the best part? All GCN listeners qualify for a free 5-minute